Hello, welcome to Footprints. My name is Samuel Atamensa. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll just go straight and talk to the man of the moment. We'll be right back. So that was Ace Ankomah for you. That was Ace Ankomah for you. Ace Ankomah for you. Now it's interesting how we have footprints with Ace Ankomah, and it's a name that is synonymous with law anyway. Law anywhere. Once you Google Ace Ankomah, you see law or Occupy Ghana. But hey, we are here today to walk through his footprints. Where he has gotten to, where has he come from? With a name like Ankomah. You know, Ghana, Ankomah, where do you come from? Okay, so this is why we are here on Footprint. Ace, good to see you.
Good to see you, Simon.
Hey, man, I didn't know it would be this early to have Ace Ankomah here, because Charlie, the man of many parts.
Hey,
so trying to get him to sit down, Charlie, I congratulate myself and the production team. Charlie, how have you been?
Charlie, we do.
Good.
We should be more than day, but we did.
Well, that's good. But Charlie, tell me, Ace Ankomah, how do you describe yourself?
If you ask me, I say, oh, I was here some.
You also came to pass.
I came to pass, that's all. So I'm on the stage now. At some point, I'll leave the stage.
Okay, so the makeup of Ace Ankomah, you know, so your daughter or your son, how would they describe you?
I wonder. I think they'll describe a dad who is really in their lives.
Yes.
I'm so much in their lives that when they were in university, I demanded that I read every assignment before they hand it in.
Including mathematics?
Thankfully, they didn't do mathematics. Or when one of them did math, I wasn't that involved. But I did. I mean, we roll. I have young adults. They have opinions. They say them.
Yeah.
I hope they are not overwhelmed.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I think I'm just like the normal dad.
All right.
Just a normal
so
dad.
Where do you come from?
Where do I come from? It's always a difficult question to answer.
Okay, we like to ask the difficult questions.
I say that I am probably United Nations of Ghana.
Of Ghana.
If you ask, I'll give one designated place, which is Achim Achiansi, where you lived and went to school at some point. The jungle warfare.
Yeah, Oda
Achiansi. Yeah, but you know Oda Achiansi very well. And then, but when I start tracing, I'm from several places. My father's family migrated to Achiansi from Fantiland. So Briwa Salt Pond. So my father is buried in Briwa. So that part of me is Fanti.
Okay.
Right? My mother's family is more interesting. Achiansi is surrounded by several other tribal groups. So there are the Agunas on the side. And some of the names in my mother's family, my mother is called Niakwa, which is my daughter's name, although we pronounce it Niakwa now, which is an Aguna name.
Oh, I see.
Right? And we have, there are other things. My mother was Dako Kranting, which is from Latte. So my maternal grandfather had links with Latte. My maternal grandmother had links with Asante. her father was one of the Asante princes. And so I'm a mix of everything. And I like that. So it's very difficult to be tribalistic.
Okay.
I come from almost every tribe. Yes, but that's the background.
So
that's
you
where I
have
come
some
from.
Fanti, you have some Asante.
Asante, I have
some
Achim. I probably have Aguna, Latte, everything.
Wow.
Mix.
But when you're asked to name your hometown,
I name Achanse. The people in Biwa won't be too happy that I say this, but I name Achanse as my hometown.
That's what we say matrilineal, don't we?
Yes.
But so growing up, where were you born?
I think my earliest memories were in Takoradi. I was born in Tema by the records, but my earliest memories were in Takoradi, Beach Road, Takoradi. My father worked with the then Ghana Railways and Ports, Railways and Ports Corporation. He was an electrical engineer there, so we lived in Takoradi. My earliest memories were in Beach Road. And then I went to Services Primary School all the way through
the military
school at Beach Road. At some point, we moved to Windy Ridge, which is beyond the hills.
That's where the big guys live, right?
So maybe.
I mean, within the context.
Well, but Beach Road is also,
Yeah.
But if you know the distance between Beach Road and Windy Ridge, right? Because the guitar keeps.
Let's put it on the table.
Okay. Now, because we lived that far, and my dad would come for my younger sisters when we're done with school, and I have to stay for classes, I'd walk home.
Okay.
And when I think I was 9.
Yeah.
And I was walking from Beach Road through Periwampe, through Market Circle, and climbed the hill through African Motors to number 11 Beach Road.
Wow.
5 days a week. 9, 10, 11.
You loved it.
I was a kid. Today, I don't think I will allow my 13-year-old, if I have a 13-year-old, to walk that distance. Maybe times have changed.
It was the way to go. I mean, I used to walk from the same school in Kumasi. It's equivalent in Kumasi.
Which is a complex.
Complex. In Kumasi to TUC.
Okay.
And we used to walk.
We've been walking
through Inshaeso, through Dakojom, all the way to TUC.
So my earliest memories were in Services Primary. I liked Services Primary. And then I qualified from there to Mfantsipim.
Oh, okay.
I spent a term at Master Sam in Cape Coast because my family moved to Cape Coast in 1979, just when I finished Common Entrance. And so my last term I spent in at Master Sam.
Master Sam is the school,
It's
right?
the school, Albert Sam Memorial School.
Okay.
So just one term, and then I went to Mfantsipim where I was for 7 years.
Wow.
From 1 through upper 6.
Whoa.
And then to University of Ghana. And then
so let me, I'm dealing with somebody who is an orator. So primary school and growing through secondary school, are there some of the mates that you still maintain contact with in primary school? Thankfully,
because of WhatsApp. We have a WhatsApp group for my year group, 1979 Services Primary.
Wow.
And so Yauko, he's a general in the Air Force. He's my mate, Air Force general. He's my mate primary school. So I have quite a few of us on the same WhatsApp platform.
Because the father was also
a military
guy. Yes. I remember something like that.
Ajim is, I think, regional commander of police. Is it Brown Haffel? Yes, he's my mate from primary school.
Wow.
So I think we maintained, and when we've kept touch.
And living in Takoradi those days, what were some of the things that kept you as a young boy?
Takoradi is a very interesting place because it's a mix of various people from various, but with a very strong Siman culture. And so you learn the Simgwa language.
But you didn't learn Simgwa.
Mr. Simgwa. Manana Suna Papa. Yes, yeah. Because New Takoradi was just around the corner. And naughty boys will find their way to New Takoradi. I'm not exactly, I mean, I'm supposed to be that about, but I'm not exactly that about, So, and our classmates, if you close and pass through a scam for a mountain, you learn things through Zenith. For Zenith, we learned things. I see. But I was a kid.
So you used to play football?
No, I was useless at football, but I owned the football. So I got to play.
So you got to play because you owned it?
Because I owned the ball.
And when they score you catch your ball.
Close to that. But I'm too tall and too gangly and too clumsy. I just can't coordinate my body. I can't dance. I can't play football. I tried tennis. I failed. Now I walk. Because everything that comes to do with coordinating my body is probably Look, I can play instruments, but I can't dance.
Wow.
So that's a funny thing. That's Takoradi. It's the growing up, and there's a lot of naughty things kids learn in Takoradi. But there's a certain.
You learn some?
Oh, yeah. There are some I can't disclose on TV.
Okay,
But the day I
ones
told
that
my
you
mother...
learned that you never used, that's what I want you to disclose.
Well, you see, for example, Takoradi made you very street smart.
Yeah.
Because, look, I used to walk through a path where people would smoke weed.
Yeah.
And it's similar to Akola Okwan in that video. They'll stop you. Hey, small boy, come here. You know, if it's good, Okwan. And I showed them, yeah, you know, and stuff like that. Of course, I was too young to understand what it was all about. But you got exposed to a lot of things that your parents did not know you got exposed to. So that day I told my mom about some of the things I went in Takoradi. She was shocked. You know, but as a kid, you kept them away from your parents.
Yeah.
You know, we had watchmen, and the watchman will send you to go and light a cigarette.
Tosca.
Yeah.
Because the watchman...
The Tosca didn't have the filter. So it was direct.
Tosca.
Yeah, straight.
Tosca for men.
For men. There's another one. You come a long way, baby.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you things like that. You get, you know, yeah. There's a whole thing. But Takoradi was also where I got exposed to music.
Oh, okay.
You know,
what kind of music then?
Organ music.
Through church?
Not actually. We lived in number 11. Number 16 was a family. I always mention the family, the Odro family, and they had an organ. And that organ was powered by air. You have to pump air as you play, else it won't play. It wasn't electric, it was air powered. And being the feisty young kid around the place, they'll catch me to pump the air as they played, right? And so that's when I first got involved in, and I remember the first song I learned, Nkosi Africa in F sharp, you know, because they taught me that. And that was really my first exposure to music, to playing music, and then it became my hobby as I moved on. So Takoradi was a very interesting melting pot before then I transitioned to Cape Coast and Mfantsipim.
Okay, so common entrance. How did you perform?
I'll tell you. Oh, I did well, but I'll tell you something about common entrance. Sometimes me and Papa for a long time. I actually slept in the common entrance room because I thought I was finished answering the questions.
You did what?
I slept.
You slept?
Yeah.
You were sleepy?
No, I finished.
Or you were bored?
I finished answering. Say if you can't get up.
Oh, you mean you slept? Or you just put your head on the table?
Woke me up. Submit your paper.
And you still did well?
Yeah, I passed enough to enter.
Remember what you got?
275 or something.
Okay,
which at the time was well, actually, it was a disappointment because the school was expecting me to be in the 290s. And the fact that I,
275 was good.
Well,
very,
was it 275? I forget the numbers. 275. Anyway, so I entered in Mfantsipim in 1979. By that time, my family had moved to Cape Coast. Interestingly, you know, and so I lived in Cape Coast and went to Mfantsipim. But I wasn't a day student, and things, you know, I was still a kid. I entered in Mfantsipim at 11. I was still 11 when I got to Mfantsipim. I didn't know my left from my right. I didn't know jack what was going on.
Whoa. But secondary school, you had options. How did you end up choosing Mfantsipim?
I had no say. From the day I was born, I was going to go to Mfantsipim because my father went to Mfantsipim.
So it's a tradition.
Yeah, you're going to go. Interesting, my kids didn't go. My son didn't go to Mfantsipim, but there was no choice.
We'll talk about that one.
We'll talk about yours. I had no choice. I was going to go to Mfantsipim. So I think my first choice was Mfantsipim. My second choice was arrogant. It was GSTS. Nobody chose GSTS for second choice. But
that's actually very insulting.
Yeah, very insulting to choose GSTS. My father insisted I choose GSTS as my second choice. So I didn't have a choice. I didn't have to say. I was going to go to Mfantsipim. It was. I mean, it was written. You're going to go.
Mfantsipim, but you're excited about it.
Oh yes. I mean, you grow up. I mean, I remember when Mfantsipim had the centenary in 1976. You know, I had Mfantsipim cloth shirt.
You were there before you went there.
I was there before I went there, you know. So yes, I ended up
there. Area boys, what were some of the schools that were prominent among
you know, a lot of the Tardy boys went to Tardy schools. So GSTS, St. John's, Seco, and Fijai. And a lot of them also ended up in Adisadel and Augustus. We didn't go too far. Within Cape Coast and Takoradi, we found our space there. Yes, that's what happened to a lot of us.
So eventually you got to Kwabuchi.
Yes,
Form 1 Homo. How was the experience? Your first day in school? My
first day in school, well, apart from senior boys calling you to sing profane songs, and you know, and
which one did you sing?
I can't read this.
Well, boys' school.
But some of the experiences, I always tell this story. You know Reverend Ogbamitete?
Yes.
I always say that. Ogba is married to my cousin, so it's a very interesting relationship.
Reverend Ogbamitete currently, as we speak, is the Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
And he saw this feisty young boy, says, hey, come here. what's your name? Then I sensed that on fancy. So I told him that my name was Onyizin. And he believed it. Today, we still joke about it. And when he found out, he punished me. He was in Form 2, and I was in Form 1. So that was the kind of person I wasn't studying. Look, listen, if they repeated at our time, nobody was repeated.
Really?
They bombed you. I know, you go. When, at least in Kwabuchi, we were not repeated. I'd have repeated 3, 4, 5 times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it because you were interested in other things?
No,
or?
I just didn't understand what the whole school thing was about. Primary school was a breeze. I slept and passed. Secondary school, I suddenly have to study. What's that? 2 days before the common entrance, I went to my friend's house to play. His father had locked him in the room. I couldn't believe it. Why? That he should study. So I went, I think, number 7, Justice Ando's son. So I just didn't get the whole seriousness thing. And so I bumped along,
Okay, as you went along. Now, Kwabuchi, year 1, first year. Who are some of the people you met who you are still in touch with in public life that we can talk about?
Okay, apart from the guy who married my sister and was at the time chasing my sister, so protected me. Right, he was in Form 5 then. He's now Reverend John Painsel. He's based in Delaware. Right. So he was chasing my sister then. So he made things very smooth for me.
Oh, okay.
When I'm being chased, I go to the Form 5 court in Battle and sleep on his bed till
that's all.
So he comes from learning, and then he
has interest in the product.
And it finally yielded result.
Good.
They're married with 3 kids.
And good results.
Oh, good results too. But I met people in school. My mates.
Your mates, yeah.
Included the likes of Albert Okran.
He had a nickname then?
Oh, Albert had many names. I know you want to go through the names. Mr. Alpedo said he liked bread, so he called him Bready Bread. But as you know, nicknames evolve. So it became Bready Goma, then became Digoma. Then at some point in time, some Lonka name entered that nobody understood where it came from. Albert, I'm digging you today.
Albert.
So his name evolved.
Albert, I apologize.
People like
Bready Goma.
People like Kwekube Eduardo. He's MD Stanchart, I believe, South Africa. Gennaro, the Gansa,
He's a doctor, right?
He's a doctor. He's a brainiac. Samwa is also a doctor. My court mates in 6th form were Banti. You know Banti, in Citi Tech. Banti.
Banti Tema.
Yeah, Tema. Yeah. Banti was my mate, my classmate. We did 2 courses together and we were roommates in Upper 6th. I was roommates with him, Yasari, Yeah, and
Banti, these 2 guys.
These guys, they were my court mates. My roommate. My room was called the mental clinic.
Oh.
Yes.
That's not fair.
No, it's not fair. And I was the high priest of the mental clinic.
Oh, they turned out well.
Look, one of the things, when we finished A-level, I go back to the room and every space had been written on the walls. And the most important space is we are going up to learn. Cook rice and leave some for us. Because that was the standard instruction. I didn't used to go and learn out there. I learned from my bed. And so they'll leave a note. We are going to learn. Cook rice and leave some for us. And sometimes the dangerous things we did. We're not supposed to have cooking stuff.
Yeah.
But we cooked rice with water heater.
Yeah.
And somebody brought that hot plate.
Yeah.
So, Francis, forgive me. We cut the power lines.
And then you connect
the thing, right?
Oh,
and then boil the rice.
Boys school.
And that rice tasted very nice.
Yeah.
So it was basically salty rice with shito and
then
occasionally with tuna. Oil, tuna. But Mfantsipim turned out well for me.
Yeah.
Look, I was going to flunk. So one day I always tell this story. My turning point was I woke up one day and said, Charlie, I'm failing. And then I told my friend Kwabuchi that, say it, Charlie, I fail. They say, me too. But I went to talk to Paulo too. He was a lecturer, we called Paulo too, Lutrot. He became Reverend Lutrot, Carrie Baptist. And he said that even if you start learning now, you can pass. I said, So I started learning. When we wrote special science and special math, you write that one. Form 3. Yeah. You write that one to determine whether you become a science student or not. Special math, I got 7%. And social science, I got 19%. So I was in 4G2. 4G2 was for the flunks.
Flunks?
Yeah, M1 and M2 were the brainiacs. Yeah. S was those who were doing the general science. Okay. And then G1 was for the bright art students. So people like Kwesi Budu and Mensa Kenzo. Yeah, Budu was in G1. I mean,
Budu ended up in banking.
Yeah,
right?
Budu started. He actually qualified to do art math, but he threw it away and came to. I mean, those were the Ogos. I could have done the art math, but I didn't do it. I mean, Budu, hey, Budu is a strong man. And
I like to know some more names.
And you want more names of my classmates. So, no, in 4G2.
But Budu was with EcoBank, right?
Yeah, he's still with EcoBank.
Okay.
He's doing one of their subsidiaries now. Yeah. In 4G2, we were about 19. And when the teachers come to teach us, they encourage us.
It becomes a counseling session.
It doesn't matter where you find yourself today. I'll make you some of the business story. And so,
you were so bad that you needed encouragement. Not just teaching.
So and I couldn't find 8 subjects for the O-level.
Tell me about it.
I did 7. That's how risky it was.
Because 7 was the minimum.
Was the minimum you could do.
Yeah.
And so, of course, general science, math, English, you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
So I had to choose 4 subjects. So, of course, I'll tell you. So I went to see one of the teachers. I said, I want to become a lawyer. What courses should I do? He said, To be honest with you, he was half drunk. I won't mention his name. Mm-hmm. And so he went through courses. Okay, you need more English, so do literature. You need a bit of history, so do history. Because that's 5.
Yeah.
Where's the 6? You know what he said?
BK.
Yeah, but from Bobon, you BK. So I did BK.
That's Bible knowledge.
Bible knowledge. Yeah. And I didn't have a 7th. So I went to a cons class. Mr. Tudasin came. He drew a graph and did it, and mentioned
demand and supply.
Demand and supply. I left. What's this? So I ultimately was forced to do geography.
Okay.
When I realized I was failing, I decided that as for the math and general science, I'll fail them. I was going to fail. There's nothing I can do about it.
Wow.
So I stopped learning them.
No. God, people, the man is failing, but we have to take a break.
Okay.
This is still Footprint with Ace Ankomah. We'll be right back.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. This is Footprint, and today I have Ace Ankomah, Lawyer Ace Ankomah, of course. And so far we've been talking about his days in Mfantsipim school, aka Kwabuchi. And now tell me, why do we call this school Kwabuchi? I mean, we all say Kwabuchi without knowing, the background.
I understand that it means Kwaw no Botrin. Botrin is a hill. Mm-hmm. And it was Wilson Say, Kwaboni, who donated it to
the land.
Okay. So Kwabuchi, I understand, means the hill that belongs to Kwaboni, who is also called Jacob Wilson Say, and a fabulously rich man who played a great role in the history of this country, but our historians don't seem to recognize him enough. Legend has it
Maybe he wasn't a politician.
Well, when the English tried to nationalize all lands, the chiefs of Ghana sent a delegation to London to debate.
For this John Mensah Sabah thing.
Then he paid for them to go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was a fantastically rich man. But that is a legend that we learned.
So it's a knowledge hill
there's a Kwaw.
As in Legon.
Yeah, okay. Legon. So there's a Kwaw's hill that he donated to Mfantsipim.
So that's the Kwabuchi thing.
That's Kwabuchi.
Oh. Yeah, so you're talking to us about your days in Kwabuchi.
Good. So I almost failed, but I recovered. Barely passed the
this
O-level.
So Form 3, you tried to reorganize yourself.
No, I still didn't reorganize myself. This reorganizing was Form 5, first term. That's how closely I cut it.
That was like extra time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I started. That's why I realized that out of the 7, I was going to fail 2, and I can't do anything about it.
Because those days we used to do when you write exams, you had.
Please, I wasn't ranking anywhere. if we had voted the person least likely to succeed, I would have won it hands down. In fact, I would have voted for myself. All right?
Charlie, you make me laugh because Charlie, you
I would have
failed. My first were 14th. I almost collapsed. 14th, 15th, that's it.
Let me make it worse. When I was going to school from 1, it took 3 men to carry my trunk because my father bought everything on the prospectus and more. When I finished Form 1, when I finished Form 1 first term, when my father came to pick me, I ran away.
Because?
I couldn't face him. He carried my trunk with 1 finger. I had distributed his property to everybody. I go and hang the thing and I forget to take it.
No, you just came to share.
I've come from far away. So I tell my kids, I've done all the failing for you. Yeah. You can't fail. I did all the failing for you.
Wow.
So, but I recovered. And then this is the interesting thing. I sneaked into sixth form with the skin of my teeth.
We'll talk about sixth form.
Okay.
Now, hear me. Form 1 to Form 5, athletics, other activities on campus. Which ones can you recall? Entertainment. Were you going for entertainment?
Oh, I was going for entertainment. There was records night, there were movie
Remember
nights.
some of the songs? 79.
There's Michael Jackson songs.
Which one did you...
Characteristics of living things. Characteristics of living things.
Characteristics of Banku.
I see. What we're saying living things, we're saying Banku. Anyway, the Mfantsipim had a very hectic, a very good social life because most of the students came from outside Cape Coast, and so it makes you bond together. The way, for example, tech students bond together that Legon does not have, because in Legon at weekends everybody goes home, but tech, whether I like it or not, you have to stay on campus. So that's one of the strong points. And the thing about Mfantsipim is that it teaches you that, hey, you are the best.
Okay.
Right? Subtly. You think you can make it. You can beat every situation. So Mfantsipim boys have a kind of swag, when you hear about the likes of Kofi Annan and Chris Isaki and everything, hey, look, they are Kwabuchi boys. And my father's year group included people like Professor Champon of math, Professor Suku, Agrek. And I met them at a couple of old boys meetings. And so I was very,
energized, like, I can also make it.
So I sat down and said, I got to pass. And so I indeed didn't pass the math and general science.
So there are 7 subjects, as we call them, that you chose for your ordinary level. Would include English, maths, general science.
Then English literature,
BK, Bible
history.
knowledge. Oh, you did history?
I did history.
And geography.
Okay. I got an 8. Now you need aggregate 24 to enter, to get grade 1.
Yeah.
Mfantsipim won't take if you get a grade 2. So you need aggregate 24, right? The best students get 6, like 1, 1, 1, 1, 6.
Remember some of them?
Oh, like General and things.
General has always had...
Don't mind him.
I think he did sixth form
at Presec.
And then he had 4 A's as well.
He had 4 A's as well.
Yeah, I remember
and his sixth form was math, not biology. It was math, physics, chemistry. And he went to university to do medicine with math.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. You remember he did with this situation with Edward Jampo. Kofi Jampo.
Yeah, Kofi Jampo.
Kofi Jampo did physics, chemistry, maths, lower 6. And then lower 6, third term, vacation, he decided that he would change.
But Kofi Jampo, his brain is different. He changed and still got the...
And still blew 4 A's.
No, Kofi Jampo, his brain is not correct. Your time mate had been gone.
Oh, man.
So look, indeed, I got an 8 in math.
8?
8, really. And remember, it was 1 to 9. 9 is... I got 8 in math. Or 8, and then 7 in general science. Mario Potter. But... and 6 in BK.
Oh no!
Yes. So thankfully, my best 6 included the 7, but the other ones helped me. It was 2, 3, 3 or something. Yeah. So I got aggregate 24.
Borderline. And you made it to Kwabuchi.
I made it to Kwabuchi.
Jesus.
But I couldn't enter Legon without doing the math and general science again, because I needed a minimum of 6 to enter. So when I went through sixth form, I always knew how to write math and general science before I entered university. Thankfully, that time there was 1 year national service after sixth form.
That's true.
So I wrote the A level, math, BK. No, math. Sorry, I said math. I did literature, history, religious studies. They allowed me to do the BK. That's another story. I'll tell you about that another time. But then I discovered reading. And I discovered that I don't forget things that I read. And this was just stories and appreciation of them. So sometimes I came from barely making it to sixth form into being the best graduating student at A-level.
Jesus. No, but that's a miracle. I mean,
Major
miracle.
Major miracle.
Tell me, so when you left O-level, sixth form, you met new people again from different schools.
Yes, that's where people like, some did not come back. I met people like Edwose who came in. He's an engineer in the US now. Mfantsipim has a very interesting old boy situation. Whichever class you joined, that's your year group.
Yeah.
So we are the 84-year group.
Yeah, of course.
Our mates who joined us in sixth form are still 84-year group.
Oh, okay.
You don't belong to any other year group. You go to the class. We call it the year group. It's the class. So you are branded by the year that class finished O-level. So I have people who I met in sixth form and people who were O-level. Some came back. Yasser was a year ahead of me.
Oh,
Shasta,
okay.
your very good friend, was my mate.
Shasta Chapman.
Shasta Chapman.
Yeah, he was 84, right?
He's 84. Yasser, his brother, was a year ahead of us.
Okay.
So he's 83.
He used to play football, right?
Yeah, Yasser played football.
Great job,
he was a wicked defender. And his friend his friend is Nilante Van der Voort. Awi. His name was Awi. He was so wicked in defense.
They called him Awi. He's a politician.
He's a politician, MP and former minister. Nilante's football. He was number 5. He and Yasser played together in defense.
Yasser is a lecturer in North Carolina somewhere. He's a lecturer in metallurgical engineering.
So when I meet Nilante, I don't call him Nilante Van der Voort. By the time I knew him as Nilante, his name was Awi.
Awi.
His name is Awi. You pass him with the ball, are you out of your mind?
Wow.
Even Virgil van Dijk will learn from Awi. Nice guy, but on the football field, needs to be a sin.
I knew Nilante from Accra because our family houses were very close.
Okay.
In Amamu.
Okay.
And they used to play, there. I mean, I didn't play, but I used to see him play, and everybody knew him.
Yeah. Everybody knew him when he came to Mfantsipim form. Even when I met him in Legon, he was still playing.
Yeah.
Oh, Awi there. So, yes, people, yes. Nilante Van der Voort, his name is Awi. Because if you pass him with the ball, you end up in hospital. Yeah. So, those were some of the best, and those were some of the highlights, of the time. I wasn't.
And sports. Kwabuchi sports.
Well, I'm the least athletic person, but at the time we had some very good. Cisco, who used to run the 100 meters. Some of my mates, ABK Datsun, he used to do the long distance. Ode used to do the long distance. We were not winning very much in Cape Coast at the time. Augustins had an athlete who would win everything, and so. But
you remember the name?
What was his name again?
Were you there when Adongo came to Augustins?
Adongo came after the one I'm talking about. Yes. He will sweep everybody off there.
What's Adongo?
Adongo was amazing.
No, but you know what strikes me about Adongo is the guy went to about 3 different secondary schools.
Yeah, he ended up in Unipra as well and came and won again. I think he went to 6th form in
He
Unipra.
started in Sabah Secondary School.
Oh, I see.
He was in Sabah Secondary School. He was winning everything. And then the next ahead he was in Augustins.
But it's like football transfer. So he was acquired by...
And Adongo was just fun to watch.
And then he went to university practice.
Okay.
And then came back and won. I mean, so you're right. He won titles with like 3 different schools. We did our best, but I think Augustins always had the better athletes.
Right.
So that was the fun in Mfantsipim.
So generally, schooling in Cape Coast Secondary School, what was the culture like?
Well, like I said,
you go to Wesley Girls?
I went to Wesley Girls a lot. How else would I have met? You know what I'm talking about.
I had to find a way of drawing that in.
I joined Joyful Way from Form 1.
Okay.
As a kid, like my sister used to be in Joyful Way. So when I was going to Form 1, she said, look, my brother's come to Form 1. So the likes of Reverend Ankama Samoa kind of took me under their wings when I went to Form 1. He was in Form 5. Can you believe it? When I was in Form 1, Reverend Ankama Samoa was in Form 5.
Ankama?
Yeah, he was in Form 5 when I was in Form 1. People think we are made. We are not made to.
But Ankama is so cool and looks like one of us.
Yeah. No. He was in Form 1, Form 5 when I was in Form 1. So they kind of took me in.
So at that time, Ankama was in Form 5 in 84?
In 79.
In 79,
so he's over 80.
Whoa.
Because he wrote his exam in 1980. Yeah. So when I went to Form 1, and I could play a little piano, so they kind of dragged me along. If I said I knew what I was doing, I'm lying.
No.
But soon I was playing, and then we'd go to Wesley Girls for rehearsals. So I got to meet a lot of the Joyful Way people over the years. I always say that I never was formally a member of Joyful Way.
Yeah, as in registered.
No. I kind of rolled with them, and I was too naughty, and so I still don't remember when I was inducted. At some point, they even sacked me.
For?
I still don't know, but I suspect an event.
Okay.
My house prefect seized my trunk that I hadn't done something, and so I should come and get punished to get my trunk back, and I wasn't going, and I didn't have stuff to wear. This was like Form 3.
Yeah.
So the day I told my mates were surprised. So I came to the dormitory. You know, Mfantsipim, the academic side is up the hill, and the domestic side is down there, and then the town is down. So I came down the hill when there was nobody there. Went to the room. It was a hinge. Samens, Tadi Cape Coast boy, hinge. It's the easiest thing to open. So I opened the hinge. Very, very easy. You just need a spoon. Click, the hinge is open. I went in, broke my trunk, and stole my things and fixed the hinge. And that evening I appeared to do the punishment. And when I did the punishment, they say you can take your trunk. When I opened it, my trunk fell open, there was nothing in it. So I started crying that, Prefect, where are my things?
Interesting.
So I think that some stuff like that got to Joyful and they said, look, we sacked you. So they sacked me for a term. But when I got back the next time, I teased them that when they sacked me, they didn't have a pianist. So they came and sang at church. So the way they bent the music, Kanzopa, was mania. The next time, they brought me back, and I've rolled with them all of these years. But like I said, there was never a time when I was formally inducted.
Okay.
So I say I'm still not a member. I'm a member emeritus. I just kind of rolled with Joyful. So that's another experience. But that's how I met Josephine.
You visit.
We go to Wesley Girls for meetings because the ladies in the group were in Wesley Girls. Okay. So every Saturday we'd go there for rehearsals or meetings or whatever. And
so you look forward to it, pa. Because boys' school there, Charlie.
Yeah, but
when you hear that you are visiting girls' school,
but
Charlie.
See, we were broke all the time, so we take trotro to Abra and walk from Abra to Wesley Girls, and when we close, we walk from Wesley Girls to Abra to get another trotro to go to Kwabuchi. Yes, but it wasn't
borders there. Who cares how you got here? The most important thing is you are here.
We are there. And so I think she joined in sixth form. She came to Wesley Girls sixth form. She was in St. Rose's 1 to 5. Okay. So that's when we met, and then several things led to several things.
Oh, so Josephine, you know, I salute you. That's Mrs. Anna.
No. Anybody who can marry this guy for this number of years needs a national award. There's no doubt about it. I can't marry myself.
Joe, we salute you. Yeah. So Ace, from Kwabuchi, you were determined to do law.
Absolutely.
At some point.
No other choice.
And then, so Legon was it.
Legon. I didn't buy tech forms. I didn't buy any other forms.
Really?
No, because at the time I passed. I was going to study law. There was no thing. There was no other option. I had my grade. Because we had 1 year national service before university.
That's correct.
So I did that 1 year teaching math and English at an Islamic school in Nima 441 called Usamat bin Zaid.
Yeah.
So me informal.
Yeah, that is the Islamic school which is where they've done the new Kanda highway.
Road. There were a number of Islamic schools.
Yeah.
They fell under the Islamic education program.
Where
the mosque is. IEP. IEP. Yeah, we did national service IEP. Where the mosque is now. Because that's where the IEP office was.
So IEP was under CIU, Community Improvement Unit.
Right.
And I had to do.
And then there was the school library project, SLP.
Yes. I had to do something there. So I had to distribute some of my colleagues. And then when I hit, the guy was trying to teach the kids. And so he points at it and said, window, say it after me. Then the people will look and say, Tokro. It
was an interesting experience. But I met a lot of people at the time, down to earth people, and the parents loved me. And I had a constant supply of Hausa Kuku, Wache, and Pitu. So the constant supply, the parents would bring it in. So they didn't bring it to my house because I lived in Kanda.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just
across. Just across. I just walked. The road wasn't there. So it was a path behind Kanda. Then I ended up in Nima 441. Yeah. And it was my base. I had fans.
Nima 441.
For 1 year. But what I loved is that I went to school Monday to Wednesday because Thursday and Friday is the weekend.
Yeah.
And then I don't work Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So I just taught 3 days a week.
Wow.
And learned a lot, you know. And you could keep. Then when I got in there, we started from A, B, C, D, 1 plus 1.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, my class were doing long division.
Wow.
We had progressed from learning 1, 2, 3 into basic addition, and we get into subtraction, got into multiplication. We started learning words and whatever. And I was very happy. I've lost touch with them for years. I kind of maintained touch. One day I intend to go and find the school. Samat Bunzaid. I hope it's still there.
I hope it's still there.
For some malam.
My friend Dr. Hansel Adaimosompra, he practices in Australia. He also did this thing there, and we used to have fun with.
Yes. I enjoyed it. So that was sixth form. So because of that, I entered Legon knowing what I was going to do. And first year I did law, political science, sociology. As usual, I chose law, chose political science. I didn't know which else to choose. So I asked Jo Okra, which course is better? She was doing econs, French, sociology. I said,
so you asked your girlfriend?
That is my friend. So I said, let's do sociology together. There's something called miracle. So I did sociology because my girl was going to do sociology.
Your girlfriend was doing sociology.
See, the good thing is that by the time we close from the Faculty of Law and get there, the lectures would have started. Because we have to walk from Faculty of Law to N block, the N1, N2 block. Yeah. But she gets there early, so she'll choose it. She'll put her books on a chair for me. So I always had a chair, you know, in the sociology class. And then at the end of first year, I dropped that one and then did law, political science, and focused on the law and passed the law.
Wow. So now we are in Legon, and I'm talking to Ace Ankomah, Lawyer Ace Ankomah. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we're going to walk through. Back in the day, Legon being first degree was 3 years. So FUE, that's your first university exams. That's for FUE, first years, right? And then second, third year, and then you're out. So we'll come back and walk through the University of Ghana and his days on campus. This is Footprint.
Citi TV is live on DSTV. Go to channel 363. On GoTV, access Citi TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Citi TV on your television. Citi TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. Citi TV, it's your world.
Welcome back. This is Footprint, and today I have Lawyer Ace Ankomah with me, and it's been interesting so far. We are now in the University of Ghana. So it's campus Legon, you know, Krife boy from Kwabuchi, and you know,
the mad Krife boy, the Krife boy that they are not sure of, you know, that kind of person. Yeah.
We call them Krife Ninja.
Yeah, they're not sure.
You know, so you get there and you are greeted with joyful way activities as well.
Legon was interesting.
So generally, how was the University of Ghana campus like?
It was different. You know, you come from secondary school where there's lights out, rising bell, siesta time, and here there's none. Yeah. If you don't go to class, nobody cares. You fail your exam. If you pass your exam, you're good. And so it required a new level of discipline. To waltz that area.
And that's when you used to do the Bubra, is the Bubra exam?
Sometimes you remember things so.
You don't write exams
till the last month of the year. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I got in there, but I'll tell you, when I got to Legon, I started flirting with the idea of going to full-time music.
Okay.
I thought, what's the point? I mean, I have a little talent. This law thing, I'm not sure. So for about 2 weeks, I was, you know, but then one day I sat down and said, no. And let's be honest with you. If I was going to do music, the church would kill me if I didn't do gospel music.
Yeah.
And honestly, can I be blunt?
Yeah.
I didn't know any rich gospel musicians.
Oh no.
So I sat down one day with Kojo Folsom, Borax, the guitarist.
Borax.
And Adu Jangma. He's a doctor.
Ado
Jangma.
Light skin.
Yes. And we sat in front of the Legon Hall Annex A. Oh, let me tell you what. Before I went in sixth form. No,
that's Professor Jamba's son.
Professor Jamba's son.
Okay.
Chris Oko is my mate, but was our senior.
And then Suma.
Suma was Oko's twin.
Yeah.
And then there's Teria.
Paulo Wagzi.
Yeah, you're right. you know the culture boys.
Well.
So look, the three of us were guitarists. And to be honest with you, I'll tell you, when I was in sixth form, in each of my textbooks, and I still have my sixth form textbooks with me, I wrote in it operation, and I stated the grade I wanted to go to Legon Hall Annex A.
Legon Hall Annex A.
And I was in Legon Hall Annex A.
Wow.
And I got that grade. In other configurations, but that grade that I was looking for, that's what I got.
Super.
But I got there. So one day, Borax and me and Ado sat in front of Legon Hall Annex A and played guitar the whole night.
Wow.
We played guitar till dawn. From then I stopped playing.
Well,
I saw that this could lure me.
Now it's connecting because Ado also ended up marrying a lady who sings, Angela.
But Borax also, we all went that way.
Oh, Borax!
Yeah, we all
married
Angela. His wife is also called Angela.
Angela, yes. The doctor?
No. I think you're talking about that then. Yeah, but when you're in music, you marry music people.
Isn't there a doctor at Noguchi?
No, that's not.
Oh, then one of the brothers.
Yeah,
one of the brothers.
It's probably
Zagros. Yeah, Zagros' wife. Yeah.
So
wow.
You end up with music. Boris and I have been into music for a long time, but so I decided that no, I want to be a damn good lawyer. That was my aim. I want to be a damn good lawyer, and the music and the law don't mix.
Okay.
So I'll still do the music, for example, there are 2 church services at School of Admin, Methodist Presby and then LPU, Legon Pentecostal. Methodist Presby, the service starts at 6:30, by 8:30 they've closed. Then we, Legon Pentecostal, will come, and as led by the Spirit, 12 noon, But when exams, they come, I stop going to LPU, I join Methodist Presby. So I go and play the hymn. Captain of Israel's host and guide. From there straight to library.
That's all.
And about 2 months exams, I stop all joyful activities. I don't go. Because I said, I am here to become a damn good lawyer.
Yeah.
And so God help us, learned very hard. And Legon was interested because of the social activities. Like I said,
you have social activities in Legon?
Oh, yeah.
Too?
What are you talking about?
Oh.
There are a lot of social activities in
Really?
Legon. Stop. You tech people, you think you had all the fun?
No, as for tech, hi, Charlie.
There was a lot. And then we had all the events and concerts and mission.
Mission.
I was music director of the mission choir and everything.
Wow.
Charlie, the day we did the first day, they almost disbanded the choir I had handled.
Oh, why?
The old SU people had come for mission. And then
the stylish man.
And we unleashed the likes of Josephine. Do you remember Richard Yeboah?
Richard?
Yeah,
of
Richard.
Course.
Oh, because you remember Richard.
Richard. I remember Richard married Mary Osei. And they worked with GMPC.
Richard was part of the
Esther
choir.
Babwachi. Oh, sorry. Esther Koba now. Sorry.
Yes. And then Pavor. My best man. All right.
Charlie,
so
people.
you can imagine
That's Patrick.
that. Patrick Osei.
Yeah.
We had a choir. We picked from various groups and so our first administration, as you can imagine.
No. You just
No.
Because Richard could sing. I remember him, Victory Bible Church. Oh man.
Yeah. Now, when we finished the administration, after that they said that they don't want the choir to sing again. The old Christians said the choir is too secular.
Oh man.
But you can imagine. Some men, I have an overdrive pedal with my guitar. I'm tearing away like I'm Jimi Hendrix.
What?
He said, no. The choir has to understand that this is a Christian program.
What?
Yeah, we've come from a long way. They were very
this is we are talking about 89, 90.
Mission. Mission. It was Mission 89. Mission 89 in Legon.
Yeah.
Is God aware?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said
because I used to visit.
They said just me singing like Maya Makiba in the house of the Lord. We have come from a long way or something.
Oh no!
And that guitarist, what is he doing?
At that time,
he's doing show.
Tech was
gone. No, I had to change.
We were gone.
But they stopped. They were very, very worried.
Wow.
They're extremely concerned about the and I agree.
Backsliding nature of your administration.
On the mouse group and share. So if you give me a solo and have a distortion pedal, your eardrums, JB knows that your eardrums will remove.
Wow.
So we went through all of that.
Yeah.
And then finished Legon.
Great. So that's your LLB, right?
in 1990.
You know, so talking about the music, which instruments do you consider yourself as, this is what I play?
I'll tell you, I don't know. I am, you see, if the thing can sound, I can play it.
Wow.
Yes. If it can sound, I can play it. So I started with the keyboard. Then at some point I learned guitar. Nicholas Asejani taught me guitar, my first course on guitar. And then later Borax helped me a lot in developing my guitar skills. Then I watched Zap Mallet. Not that I played with Zap Mallet as well.
Yeah.
And Tom Bry Davis.
Yeah.
You know, when Tom Bry Davis launched his ministry, I was his keyboardist.
Wow.
When Benny Sofé launched as Benny Sofé, so then Benny Joleto, I was her guitarist.
Wow.
Right? So I from way back, the Laboni Cantonments days.
LCCF.
You know, LCCF. You know, I used to go and play at LCCF with now Bishop Joel Obobisa and others.
Joel.
Yeah, Joey. Oh, Joey, and I used to play for him. His best song was Jesus is Love. And I used to play for him.
I mean, Joel was my mate, so.
Yeah, from Tech.
Yeah, Joel.
And
he's now Bishop.
Yeah,
in
Bishop
charge of North
Obobisa.
America
Yeah,
or something like that.
Lighthouse.
Yeah.
And so
you see, I'm curious because.
Okay, the instruments. So if
guitar,
it can sound, I can play it. And so I did a keyboards, and then guitars. Then I did bass, and then I did lead. I can maintain a decent drum pattern.
So tell
I
me,
play the sax.
you have to study it formally, or
No.
You know,
I play
shadow
by
people
instinct.
and then-
I play by instinct and by ear.
so that's how you learn.
That's how I learned it. I use my ears. Now I'd only have to hear a song
Do you read music?
slowly. I learned music after I could play music because I wanted to learn how to play the hymns well. So for example, those times I used to play in church, if they give me the hymn, I'll put the hymn book down and play what is there. Then I'll throw the book away and jazz it up and go and play it.
Wow.
Because I believe a lot of jazz, I play a lot of jazz music, bebop jazz.
So, I'd like you to play something with this one for me because
Okay, you sing. You take any song, I'll play.
No, I like to, the song we started with, da da mabomisenku da, because it sounds nice with the acoustic thing.
Okay. So I'll say that this is probably my most conversant equipment, the one I'm most conversant with. Because the lead guitar.
The lead guitar.
This is a mix of lead and electric.
Oh, okay.
But I still play passable piano. I still play a little bit of bass. I play the tenor sax and the alto sax.
The sax too?
Yeah, I play the tenor and alto saxes. And I play drums. So if it makes noise, I can play.
The guy has a studio in his house.
Yeah, my basement.
He has a recording
I have a
studio,
recording studio in my
recording
basement.
studio under what we used to call underground. Now, when we grew up, they say it's called basement. So we also say,
Now I hear that you don't build a basement anymore. You have a media room. It's called a media room. That's what the architects call it. And so I have a little recording studio where I have all the equipment, the sound cards to record. And recording is really easy. It's not as complex as it used to be. It's not software now. You don't need a huge studio with 100 tracks to record.
Yeah.
You buy the sound card for $200. You get a whole DAW fixed on your laptop. And so now when we're recording, like we did for the Joyful Way project, I record in my basement, I play, and then send to the engineer, and he does everything else that he has to do. In fact, tonight I'm recording.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we're doing we got to do backup vocals. Your niece is coming to sing.
Nanama.
Yeah, Nanama sings with my daughters. And so we have a couple of songs to finish on the next
Nanama is a
album.
professional in here. Oh,
Yeah. You know. So when I leave here, we're going to spend from 5 p.m. all to about midnight.
Wow.
Recording my basement. So and it's on a laptop, really.
There's one song that, this song will never go away. And it's a song, I don't know whether you wrote it, but your wife sang on the album, Gwanshefo.
Yeah, I wrote Gwanshefo.
Oh, you wrote it?
I wrote Gwanshefo. Gwanshefo was the second song I ever wrote. My first song was Wahini Turinchada. I wrote that in 1991. 1991.
That song cry kills me.
Yeah,
cry.
I wrote Wahini.
Wahini Turinchada.
Yeah.
Charlie, you have to sing. You have to play that one.
Right? That's the first song I ever wrote. And
Now
then later.
Play me that Gwanshefo now.
Well, what me pon, one more time for winning. What the no come for me to move. Right then, ye ado ye, baby mechi, big one Adia wayi, esungo mi bang pobia mi bang shefo, that's na ye ho efie. All right, so this is what I did. You know, talking of writing songs, literally, I can write a song every day. Every day.
Again, it's not something that you were formally schooled to do.
No.
But the inspiration.
I don't know. You know, I was traveling with Reverend Padjo Makwe, and he was talking about how he gets music. He wakes up at dawn and there's a song in his mind and everything. Then I said,
But
okay.
Reverend Padjo, if there's a song on his mind, it has to be a Ghana song first.
PJ, have you heard something?
It has to be.
Oh, no.
Have you heard Reverend Padjo singing Ghana song?
Oh, I arranged one of the songs on his album. My daughter Nia and I
Oh
arranged
no,
it.
Reverend Padjo.
Yeah.
His Ghana songs, eh?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You know.
Too much.
But tunes occur to you. What I do now is that if a tune occurs to me, I grab my phone and hum it onto it, and I leave it. Then when I decide to write, then I sit down and say, this will be a good chorus, this will be a good verse for a verse, and then I write.
Okay,
so people get inspiration. I just write.
Yeah, but that's the inspiration.
Yeah,
but I think again,
Padjo's experience is more spiritual. No, Padjo is of your Stockaby Road. You guys were very, very spiritual. We are not that spiritual.
Oh man,
You know.
Padjo he himself is an inspiration.
Yes. You know, so
great.
I just sit and then decide to write, and I pick lyrics straight out of the book and write them.
So your lyrics generally are from the Bible.
Yeah.
Because they are so well grounded.
They are directly from it. I'm not skilled enough to imagine lyrics. So I just do the copywriting.
Oh man, people, I think we just have to lower the curtain here on this episode. We've been talking to Ace Ankomah, Lawyer Ace Ankomah, and now you know that he's not just a lawyer, he's also into music, proper music. And I mean, I don't know why I keep forgetting that you wrote Why I mean, we sing it in most churches without knowing that it came from Ace. And the Gwanshefo is special. If you haven't listened to it, you can YouTube it, Gwanshefo by Joyful Way. And he wrote it for Joyful Way or on behalf of Joyful Way. And it was sung during the recording by the wife Josephine. Josephine is a banker. He's not into this lawyer thing. But this is where we end our program today. And my name is Samuel Atamens, and you've been watching or listening to Footprint. We'll see you next week.